They are like countless gushing faucets, pouring down talk about a water show, and now the drainage work has turned into a floating act. So even if they are pumping like there's no tomorrow, no results. To solve this problem, the best move is to redirect the rainwater elsewhere. The perfect spot for soaking up floodwater. That beautiful rice field down the mountain. Therefore, the man specifically sought out the village chief to report the issues he encountered. Subsequently, they jointly approached the down-to-earth farmers, sincerely hoping they would grant permission for the floodwater to be diverted into their fields. It truly required their understanding and cooperation. No pressure, though, right? Akkad, thanks. The Water Kingdom up ahead appreciates your cooperation. Soon enough, the floods surged down, covering all the hard work in the fields. In the face of life, everything seems to become not that important. Meanwhile, 2 British cave rescue experts, Rick and John, have also arrived. They planned to volunteer for the rescue, but when they showed up in their dire suits at the entrance of the Dream Cave, they weren't welcomed by the local rescue team because if anything went wrong, it would be a real headache. But time waits for no one, and the kids inside might be facing a life or death challenge. Reluctantly, the squad leader decided to take a risk and let them give it a go. The Ellis SEAL team had only managed to drop the guide rope to a tricky spot 1,600 meters from the entrance. At this moment, Rick and John were preparing to venture into the cave as well. What kind of surprise lay ahead, waiting for them? They dove in, but the narrow tunnel restricted their movements. They had to rely on the guide rope left behind by the previous team to feel their way ahead. But it wasn't as easy as it sounded. Those stalactites and their close encounters had them stumbling all the way. Thanks to years of cave diving, Rick and John reached the crossroad in 30 minutes 50 minutes. This spot marked the end of the guide rope. They thought they could continue their smooth exploration. But lo and behold, unexpected guests arrived. The water pressure had kicked up, and debris began tumbling from the cave walls. A deluge of water, mixed with rubble, came crashing toward Rick and John. They were soon left dazed and confused, struggling in the water before finally breaking the surface. That close call left them shaken. For their own safety, they had no choice but to head back. Yet 800 meters inside a big chamber, a pump-repairing worker frantically bangs on a pipe for help. They noticed the water rising fast. If they didn't get him out pronto, it would be a real bye-bye situation for him. So Rick quickly reassured the worker and showed him how to breathe through the oxygen pipe underwater. After gearing up for this rescue adventure, Rick dived in with the worker, but for someone with zero diving experience, this was like speed, life or death. But not long after, the worker began to struggle, overwhelmed by the pressure of the underwater situation. The sensation of choking quickly spread, and Rick hurried to swim alongside the worker. After a chaotic struggle, Rick managed to bring the worker out of the cave. Though he saved one, his feelings were bittersweet. Thus, this time, he and John didn't manage to find the kids, and the rescue mission was on hold. It has been 9 days so far, yet the kids remain missing in action. Meanwhile, up in the mountains, the water redirecting efforts were still on track, paired with non-stop drainage below. Chief Fu ordered the rescue operation to commence immediately after the water level dropped below the safety line. After a period of waiting has elapsed, the weather unexpectedly cleared up, and finally, the rescue had good news. Rick and John saw their chance and petitioned Chief Fu again. This time, Chief Fu agreed to let them give it another shot as the cave water level had finally receded. Most importantly, the kids' lives were still at stake, no time to waste. Sure enough, Rick and John didn't disappoint. After 30 minutes, 50 minutes, they arrived at the crossroad again. And this time, nothing unexpected happened. So they extended the guide rope and decided to continue searching for the kids. Based on the structure map of the Dream Cave, the explorers guessed the kids might be hiding in a big chamber called Buddy. So, once Rick and John reached the spot, they quickly jumped out to search for the kids. However, after calling into the cave for ages, they received nothing but crickets. It's been 10 days now. If there's nobody even in Buddy Beach. Rick figured things might not be looking good for the kids, and hope started to dwindle. But they weren't about to give up, so they pressed on. Because for this rescue mission, even if they only found the kids' bodies in the end, it's at least provide an explanation to the parents waiting outside. With that, they ventured deeper into the cave, and as their exploration progressed, the hallways became increasingly narrow for the divers with oxygen tanks, making the mission all the more challenging. Don't go away just yet. If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel.